Hello, welcome back to Book Nerd TV. As you may be aware, Bell Hooks passed at the end of 2021. And Bell Hooks is someone who I always enjoyed how specific and concise she was in her language around America and the American society. And I found her books insightful, enlightening, and just an education on racism, on love, on femininity, on masculinity, and on the radical power of self love and what a radical act self love can be, especially for Black people in the United States. In the past, I've read, I'm pretty sure, 3 or 4 books by Bell Hooks, but her passing reminded me that I wanted to read more of her work, that I want to be a lot more familiar with the breadth of her work because she was a prolific writer and such a fabulous teacher, and who was such a clear-eyed cultural critic who, again, spoke not only about masculinity and femininity, not only about race and the effects of racism, but also spoke all about love. My very specific Bell Hooks book haul consists of 4 books. The first book of the haul is All About Love, which is a book about love and romance within a community that can sometimes feel bereft of love and romance and maybe even self-love. Next up in the same series is Salvation, Black People in Love, where Bell Hooks specifically delves into the relations between Black men and Black women and how that relationship plays out under an imperialist, white supremacist, capitalist patriarchy. And the final book in her love trilogy is Communion, The Female Search for Love. And this book is about Black women and the search for love, for self-love, for community of love, and even how the meaning of love has changed with the advent of the feminist movement, with the advent of the civil rights movement. So the 3 books, Communion, Salvation, and All About Love, are the love trio and gives us Bell Hooks turning her very sharp and piercing gaze sort of inward to women and love and Black people and love. And I've read All About Love already. I read it several years ago. It was a library book, so that's why I didn't already own it. And so I'm going to reread All About Love and then make my way through Salvation into Communion, because I think right now self-love remains a radical act, but also is so important for everyone, right? Not just Black women, not just Black men, not just Black people, but it really is important for everyone to embrace loving yourself. And the last book of my mini Bell Hooks book haul is Killing Rage, Ending Racism. And this book is about how Black women experience racism specifically in America, right? Because we're at the intersection of gender and race. And since racism is oftentimes spoken about through the lens of Black men and how it affects Black men, Bell Hooks gives us a book that talks about how Black women experience racism in America. And I think this is a very important book. And I haven't read Killing Rage previously, so I'm going to enjoy delving into this book as well. And so that's my mini Bell Hooks book haul, the 4 new books added to the 3 books that I already own. It is my intent to purchase as many Bell Hooks books as I can find and afford, and so that I can have a collection of her works. She was a prolific writer. I'm not saying that I'll be able to get every single one she ever wrote, but I'm going to definitely build up a collection over time. This is not something that I have a set date or timeline for. It's just something that I want to do. I enjoyed Bell Hooks as a writer, as a thinker, as a cultural critic, as a public intellectual, and most importantly, I think as a teacher. She She was a wonderful, amazing teacher. And I think we are all better for her dedicating herself to being a wonderful and amazing teacher. And I am grateful for the legacy that she leaves us.